And it's the Newsangl, bitch. Welcome back to another episode. It's your boy D.
And it's your girl CJ. Brandy's not here because we had to split up her episode today because D has to be a fucking grown up and go to work and shit. I'm sorry.
Extended hours.
Sorry, D. I'm sorry, not sorry that I'm not you right now.
Oh my God.
Especially being a manager at a place like that. Because, you know.
Everybody got their stimulus checks. Losing their fucking mind. Not wanting to wear a damn mask. That's why they close the bars again.
I mean, the fact that Vegas had to close all their bars and Texas has, I'm sure Florida's next because they're on number one right now on infection rates going up and stuff. So I'm sure it's coming. Like I just had to text my daughter, my stepdaughter, because she's with her bio mom in Florida. And I was like, you better be washing your hands, sanitizers that I gave you. I gave her like 5 masks to keep using, like reusable ones to wash and stuff that Mama S made. A shout out to my mama. She made like 25 masks for us. Seriously, because Rob takes like 2 masks to work a day. Mm-hmm. So funny story, right? So like, because people are like, he takes 2 masks. I'm like, yeah, he wears one from like when he gets to work to lunch, and when he's done with lunch, he puts a new one on. Because if you're working more than like 8 hours, because he's an 8 to 12 hour day kind of guy, if you're working that long, you need to make sure you get a clean fucking mask on after lunch. You probably need to do that too if you're working.
No, I need to do that shit too.
Yeah. So he was telling the guys that, and the only other person who does that at his job is a Chinese dude. What does that tell you about culture and their understanding of viruses and what we've been talking about?
Yeah, because, you know, they've been fucking with masks for a long time. Asian cultures,
I'd be telling people that online. I'm like, you know, we've been wearing masks. Like, the fact that I already had masks in my house before all of this happened. No, seriously, because I would go to Daiso. Here's the thing, though. Daiso done up their fucking mask rate because it's 50 pieces for $25. I used to get them for $1.50 for 40 pieces of masks. Wow. Yeah, that's not even like 10 times. It's 25 times the fucking going rate. It's still cheaper because it's still like 50 cents a piece. We have reusables, but like I just like having extras just in case. You know what I'm saying?
Just in case, exactly.
But the fact that like my household had 2 boxes of masks already before people started wearing masks. Like if you had been here in December of last year, you would have been in my cabinet and found 2 boxes of masks. But that's a cultural thing, and I understand it, but it's just so weird to me that people here are so like against wearing it. Like,
I don't understand what the thought process is and why it makes people so angry. I think it's because people don't like being told what to do.
That's what it is. That's what it is. And like I was telling somebody online that, you know, I think I just told you, I was like, so y'all understand that droplets of like whatever liquid can be suspended in the air to cause fog, right? In the dewy ass mornings. And you know it's fog. You know that it's water droplets. But you have a problem understanding that same water droplets from your nose and your mouth, which is full of mucus and other fucking bacterial shit, along with the possibility of the coronavirus, can be suspended in the air. I don't understand what y'all don't understand. Like, it's basic shit.
Basic shit.
But you know, what do we know? We've only been right for like the whole time.
Exactly. This is the same reason why people have been wearing masks the whole time.
But I mean,
there wouldn't be masks if there weren't any truth to that.
Like, that's what I'm saying, right? And I keep telling people, like, the mask doesn't stop the virus. That's not what we're trying to stop. The mask is stopping the droplets. That's the only thing that's big enough for the mask to catch. If the virus is in the air, you're screwed, even if you're wearing a mask. I understand that. So I think there's 2 parts. There's some people who think that if you wear a mask, it's 100%. It's not. Like, if you wear a mask, it helps. It doesn't stop it completely. And I think that's where the miseducation is coming in and misunderstanding is coming in, is that there's like 2 extremes. People who are like, it's not going to work at all. And people who are like, it does work 100%. It's like, it's neither. It works in between. Like, it helps certain things and certain things not come through. Anyway, speaking of diseases, so I just read this randomly. They found a squirrel in Colorado. I couldn't say it really fast. Colorado, with the bubonic plague here. Look at these faces.
I'm so tired of this shit. They're trying to kill us. They're trying to fucking kill us. The bubonic plague.
Yes.
The Black Death.
The Black. So last week while you were gone, me and Brandy talked about on the Newsangl how China already got it, right? And it's like going. China also within 24 hours discovered that people had dengue fever too last week. So
what?
Dengue fever.
The fuck is dengue fever? Like dang, like is it bad? Like what the fuck is that?
No, dengue fever is like the fever you get from like mosquitoes, like some kind of bacteria and virus that comes through it. There's no cure, but you don't really die from it typically. You just have to suffer through it for like a week. And and then you're cured. It's like
chikungunya. Have you heard of that shit?
No, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. So chikungunya is very similar.
Oh, okay.
It's popping in the Caribbean all the time, and it comes from mosquitoes. And a lot of people, you usually don't die from it, but they say like you want to die when you get that.
Yeah, that's dengue fever.
It takes like 3 weeks to get over it, and it's like it makes your joints inflame, and there's nothing you can do but take ibuprofen and just sleep.
Oh my God, I'm good. Yeah. Like it's just too crazy. But this whole squirrel thing, I don't understand why the squirrel has Black Death in it.
Like, where did he get Black Death from?
Somebody
gave his ass Black Death.
It's in Morrison, Colorado, in Jefferson County. It's right.
And how did they find out who was looking for squirrels with the Black Death?
I'm not sure either. So, like, I guess it can be contracted by humans too, and household pets. So you have to be careful of it, which is really scary considering squirrels are everywhere and dogs and cats like to chase them and stuff like that.
Yeah, and bring them in the house and show you.
Yeah, and it's actually all
excited and shit. Like, look what I killed. I hate when they do shit.
Look,
like
Mom and Dad, look what I brought you. I give you a gift. Like, so this place is like right across the way from Denver too. So but yeah, I'm wondering the same thing. How did they even find this squirrel that had this disease?
Did they find a dead squirrel and just do a test on it? That's what I'm
I don't think you would. Like, I see dead squirrels all the time, but people don't just, you know what I'm saying? I don't see nobody picking them up.
Did he look like he had the Black Death? Like, they have the Black Death look, and it was like,
that's possible because Black Death, what happens is, the reason they call it Black Death is because you get black sores all over your body. But then squirrels are covered in fur, so unless the fur falls out or something happens to the fur. I guess I got to look into it more. It doesn't really say how they figured it out.
They gave his ass Black Death. That's what happened.
So me and Brandy said last week that we're starting to think that the Georgia Stones maybe situation is a real thing. So like in a couple weeks from now, I think we're going to do a WTF episode on the Georgia the Georgia Stones.
We're going to have to. Because they do that shit. You can't just get the Black Death. Like,
how do you do that? You just like what? And we just now talked about it for a minute, being in China and stuff, and then like all of a sudden it's here in Colorado of all places. They try to scale
in the Rockies. Like, you know what the fuck a squirrel got to do to get from China to the Rockies? That's some bullshit.
That's what I want to know. Like, who, like you said, who is the one who tested this squirrel? Like, what was the telltale sign of this squirrel having Black Death? The bubonic plague. I don't know. Anyway, so terrible. Let's talk about hand sanitizers. I gotta go look at this list because it's long now and I can't. So remember 2 weeks ago we talked about how 9 sanitizers had methanol in it and it was toxic. And then last week while you were gone, we talked about how there was 5 more sanitizers that have methanol in it. This week, the FDA has said that there are 46 more added to that list. So I'm going to go look. I'm not even going to bother reading it. If y'all want to Google it, that's cool. It's one of the Google articles. You can look it up really fast to see if yours is listed on there. I will say this. I have been making my own sanitizing things as well. And maybe that's the route to go for people. If you're wondering, like if you have mostly an alcohol-based liquid, it will sanitize and kill viruses for the most part. Everclear is what we use. Like we actually sanitize groceries with that. So we do like 2 parts water, 8 parts Everclear, because you can't just do alcohol. You need something to break the membrane, so you have to mix water in it. to do that. But we spray the shit out of packages and everything too. Groceries take forever now. Sometimes we get lazy and we just spray the bag and stick it in the fridge until we're ready to like fucking clean it. But like seriously, so at this point, I don't even like 46 sanitizers sound like the regular ones are going to be in there, like Purell and
right.
Like, you know, I haven't looked. Like I said, I haven't looked at the list. Maybe I'll come back to it and give you guys an update on our Instagram and Facebook page. But I mean, that's how many. Let's see. So 46, 55. So 60 sanitizers are on that list. Right
I
now.
didn't even know there were 60 sanitizers. That's the part.
All I knew was like a.k.a. Yeah, like a.k.a., Germex, Purell, and whatever else they sell at the Dollar Tree. Yeah, right. Like your store brands. That's it. But you know what? Like what's really cool is a lot of these distilleries for alcohol is making their own with leftover the byproduct. So there, if you go to my local Kroger at one of them, there's like alcohol bottles with like hand sanitizer labels on it. So they're using the same bottle, just putting the hand sanitizer inside. And
do they put like a spray nozzle on top too, so you can just?
I have the smaller ones, and then the big. So they have like the flask size ones, and like the 0.5 or 0.75, and then they have the gallon ones too. It's really weird. So you go through your soap aisle, and all of a sudden there's like alcohol bottles in the Kroger aisle. It's a little weird. It is a little weird. Oh, speaking of weird ass people, Ivanka Trump. How about she is spearheading this campaign called Find Something New for all the people who are out of work, like over 20 million Americans or more, I guess, in her area or whatever. She's trying to say that because a lot of people have been out of work for like months and months and months now, like some people have not even gone back because really essential workers are the ones who are going back, and maybe food industry, you know, and hospitality. Everybody else is still out of jobs, a lot of places. She's saying that people need to learn new skills and just find something new to do. Look at these face. Look at these face. You're the best reaction. This is where we need you every week as well. We can't just have a triangle with the two people doing things. We need a balance. You're our balance as well.
Find something new. So
I mean,
the only thing I find problematic with that is somebody who spent more than likely nowadays hundreds of thousands of dollars going to school to study whatever the fuck to study to get to where they are now.
What if it was a business they built and they have like a storefront or
that part?
I read that. I was like, I
get what she's trying to do.
I get it.
It's like, now's not the time. People are stressed the fuck out, bitch. Nobody want to fucking.
If that was a conversation towards like younger generation of people who are just coming out of college or something,
right.
Maybe even then I would be like butthurt hearing it. If I spent $50,000 a year for 4 years paying for it, it's probably more. 50,000 is probably like be nice about it, because I feel like when I try to go, it was $35,000.
Yeah.
So. You know, if you're paying that much money and then all of a sudden you can't get a job in that industry or whatever you're thinking about, like that's very hurtful. And the fact that she like let that slip out of her mouth, holy shit. Like fucking I can't. Oh my God, I just saw your shirt. I'm sorry, that is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that's exactly how the fuck I feel right now.
These shirt says I used to be a people person and then people ruined it. That's how he is right now because of his job right now. That just made me laugh. I'm sorry. But no, for real though, like if I was anybody on that listening end, I would have been pissed off as fuck. Like, why are you telling me that I just built a business, spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in it, you know, and then you telling me because the government told me I got to shut it down, I got to shut it all the way down, which people are doing, because at the beginning of this, like April, like May, June-ish, like there was over 100,000 businesses that went out just in New York City, in New York State alone. Over 100,000 businesses went out.
That's crazy.
So you're telling just in New York, we're talking just New York, 100,000 businesses. So those 100,000 people businesses and business owners, employees, and whatever. You telling them to go find something new to do?
Like it's that easy. And what makes it so crazy is that it's coming from her. She ain't never had to find nothing new. Your daddy is fucking Donald Trump.
She just do whatever she want. She is literally, I don't know if do you ever watch Frasier? Like
back in the day when I was younger.
Do you remember the station manager's daughter that was like real squeaky voiced and dumb?
Yeah.
And she was kind of dressed like Ivanka Trump now that I'm thinking about it. And she basically, whatever she wanted, she would get. So like that clothing line that she did ain't shit. Like she just got it because her daddy. Like,
right.
Have you seen her dresses? Like, it's fucking terrible.
I didn't know she had a clothing line.
She has a whole ass fucking clothing line, and it's still on sale. Sometimes you can find it at Ross. That's how good they are. Like, wow. I know, but like, I don't think she's fought for too much. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think she can
tell someone to find something
right.
New. It's like, coming from you, bitch. Nobody want to hear that shit. Don't nobody want to hear that shit.
Oh my God.
And they struggling and shit. Like, some people don't have the means to find something new right now.
I'm saying, like, that's not even like something that you can tell someone's fate. I mean, if I came up to you while you were like on your furlough there in Vegas and was like, why don't you just find something to do? You would have been like, bitch, what? I've been in this business for like a minute.
Huh? I had some people tell me that. Like,
Did they really?
Like, why don't you just like find something new? And I was like, I've invested 11 years of my life in one
That's
industry.
What I'm saying.
For me to just start over again, which is probably going to be entry level. Or I'm going to have to pour thousands of dollars into some kind of training before I'm able to just do something else.
No,
I don't have that money right now.
Absolutely not. And like, so like, here's the thing. Like, if it was something like, you know, like if somebody was like, hey, I'm going to help you and invest in your food truck, you'd have been like, all right, I'm down.
All right. Right.
But that's not how it goes. It's like, if she's going to do something like find something new campaign, is there some kind of support? Like, right. Are they going to give them free training, but give them accredited like licensing or certificates for these new people? Right. Because if they are, that's one thing. I'll be down for it. You know, let them get new skills if you're paying for it, or if it's going to be free for these people. But if you don't pay, usually
subsidized.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So if you don't pay for it, then it's not going to be a certificate or a license that you can use in the real world. Because you can audit all these college courses for free. They let you do that, so you can learn on your own. But they're not going to give you a certificate because you didn't pay the $500,000 for the 4 years. Which, by the way, if you're bored, go audit some college classes. It's a lot of fun if you're into learning. It's free. And you learn the same shit that people at Yale learn for free. Like, that means you don't really need to go to school. You know that?
Right. You have the knowledge.
You get the knowledge. You don't really actually
you have to have that piece of paper that says I paid for the knowledge.
Isn't that crazy?
That's messed up.
That's just fucked up. Before we go, we have to touch on this because we're gonna after this segment, Brandy's gonna join me and it's gonna be dark outside. It's gonna be weird as fuck. If you're watching it on YouTube, it's gonna be dark as fuck later because it'll be nighttime with me and Brandy. But obviously we have to talk about the Wayfair human trafficking situation.
Yo.
Have you like looked into it at all?
I got a text message yesterday from a colleague of mine. She was like, what the fuck? And I looked at it, very, very briefly looked at it, and I was like, hold up, what? I had to find it. And it was like, what? Is this a joke? She's like, no.
I went down the rabbit hole, baby. I went down deep. That white rabbit took me all kinds of places with Neo. And I was like, listen, they took those cabinets off of online.
They took them off.
The first couple of days they were there. When I first initially went on there, they were there. And you could look at it. And here's my thing. 2 of those cabinets were the same exact thing. But they had different names and different prices on it. And that's so funny. There is another video that surfaced that I saw yesterday where a lady put one of the couches or something in her basket. And it said only one left, and it was like a ridiculous amount as well. It was like $15,000 or some shit, right? And she clicked on the cart, and then she went to check out. But at the checkout, it filled out the name and location. like where. So it was Doris something, United States. So she put that in missing persons, and guess what? That name came up with the picture of the person that was missing. Yeah, nigga, I can't either. I know. So I've been doing some research too. So if you go on the Wayfair page, you can like pick, like, let's say I picked like rug, right? And you go to the filter and you can filter out it like by price. On Wayfair, it doesn't do things like most places do where you go, you know, $0 to $100 or under $250. No, you get to set your own price. So I went and set it above $10,000 and it returned like 18 items of rugs that were over $10,000. And I tried it with couches. I tried it with tables. It comes up. I'm not willing to put my email in to see if the names come up because I'm going to have to, you know what I mean? I don't need to get traced back to it. But ain't no fucking way the same two couches, one of them that look like that is $695 and the other one is $16,000. I'm sorry. Something's going on. Also, I found a picture and screenshotted it. This guy who got arrested, this black dude got arrested for child trafficking. Guess what shirt he was wearing? He was a Wayfair employee. Nick. I told you I went down the rabbit hole too hard yesterday and the day before. I gotta stop. This is why I can't be doing that because I'll be up till. That's why I was up till like 4:30 yesterday. Just click, 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 click.
Wayfair. You know who else I think is on some weird shit? Mattress Firm. I already told you about that shit.
Ooh, Mattress Firm.
I saw my neighborhood when I lived in Henderson. There were 3 mattress firms that I could see.
Right. For what?
Like,
for why? For
I'm like, who's buying all these fucking mattresses?
Ain't nobody. They rolling up bodies and money in them mattresses. You already know. Look, one of my friends, I'm not going to name her name because I don't think she want to be known, but she rode by one of the mattress firms in the middle of the night coming home from work. The lights were on. There are no cars. The lights were on. And there's obviously like folks in there. Like obviously. And it's not like Mattress Firm is like a regular retail store where you do planograms. If you don't know what those are, POGs, you know, set up like merchandise and stuff. They're just mattresses. If you're going to move them around, you'll see people moving them around. Right. So what the fuck was they up doing there? I mean, I'm thinking it's one of the two. Either they're involved in some shady shit like trafficking, or it's what it used to be called the laundromat thing.
Oh,
that's why they call it,
like the laundering, money laundering?
Yeah, the laundering. So that's where money laundering comes from because they used to use laundromats to do it as a forefront. You know what I mean? So it might be mattress. Because the Mattress Firm, there's one place like yours over here on my side of town where there's like 2 on a corner, but it's like 2 across the street from each other.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't understand. And also, just so you know, next time you drive that area, look at and see and how many cameras are around the parking lot. Just watch.
All right.
Just look. And if you're listening, you try it too. See if you can find a bunch of cameras around that particular area around the Mattress Firm. Because for some reason, it looks like there's shit tons of security right there. Like, I don't understand it.
The fact that there's 3, it's like 2 literally, if you're standing, because I lived where my townhomes were, it was right by the shopping mall. So if you go around the shopping mall and you're standing there, you could legit see 2 mattress firms. And then there's one down on the other side of the intersection.
See? I don't
so
have
there's
time for that.
There's 3 within a 1 mile radius. That makes no sense. Who the fuck is buying these mattresses?
I don't know.
Average person buys a mattress once every 8 to 12 years.
Yeah, because people, I know you're supposed to do it like every 6 to 9, but who does that? Nobody.
Right.
And even if you did, that's too long for people to have that many mattress firms in one area. I don't know how they're like sustaining their fucking shit. Why won't they ever go out of business? Why aren't they out of business right now?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Why are they not shut down and out of business?
And I've never known anybody that's bought a mattress from Mattress Firm. Everybody that I know that's bought a mattress, they get it from other places. Not Mattress Firm.
I've gone one time in my life when I first moved to, I think here maybe, or to, I can't remember. Was it here or San Antonio? One or the other. When I moved to Texas at some point, I went to one of the mattress firms. I think it was here, Dallas. And I was looking for a mattress and I couldn't find one. And it's so weird in there. Like, and the people don't really sound like they know what the fuck they're doing.
Right.
I think we should get a team of people to record going into mattress firms to see what's up. Like, talk to them, motherfuckers. And there might be some legit employees who don't know anything about what's going on behind the scenes. Right. There might be. But I'm just saying.
Probably a bunch of high school kids.
You know?
Put them in the front.
But that's another thing. I've never seen really young people working there.
True.
Like, I'm talking like in the teens. 20-somethings, yes. But I've never seen like where other places have part-timers that are young. Because you only need like, there's always only like 2 people in there. Because the young people
are inside of a fucking mattress in the back. That's why you ain't seen them motherfuckers out front.
I hate you so much. No, for real though. But no, when we come back, Dee will be gone and be switched out with Brandy. So on that note, we're gonna take a quick break. Bye. And welcome back to the second half. As you can see, it's nighttime now. For those of you who are watching, actually. So now joining us is Brandy, because Dee went to work.
Hi. We got rid of them.
Got rid of them. So terrible. We did.
So now the real talent comes in for the Triangl.
Well, I hope he's listening to this when it posts.
You know, he does. He will. He does good with listening to it right away. I'll listen to us like a week or two later, and I really be dying at y'all because I'm on the podcast with you, but it's like I can listen to it, and I'm like, we are so funny.
Is it weird that I'm so entertained by our own conversations?
I don't
even
know
though
if I'm
in
that
it?
Right. I'm like, am I that vain or are we that entertaining?
Maybe we're all just very vain. Because all three of us are like, we're so like, fucking funny.
Right. We're so great. I did not get to the episode that had me like in tears because I was watching it while I was at work.
Oh,
and
God,
I couldn't laugh like I wanted to.
Because you're not supposed to be on it?
Okay. I like to cackle. Girl, when Dee's phone kept dropping that episode.
Oh, my God. That shit was funny.
Girl, it was... It was so
I was
funny.
in tears editing that shit. I was like...
I couldn't keep it together. I'm at work like, oh my God, I need to focus on this customer. But this shit is so funny. Every time you'd be in the middle of like a good talk and then his phone, like Blair Witch.
just breaking up the atmosphere.
A whole ass mess.
It was. So like before we went on this break, or for me it was several hours ago, we were talking about the Wayfair human trafficking situation with Dee.
Wayfair has humans I need.
Is that the song for Wayfair?
Well, no, Wayfair goes, Wayfair is just what I need or something like that.
So
and apparently you need sex slaves. So there we go.
Oh my God. So I was telling Dee that I did my own research and you can like actually set it to where it's over 10 grand and it'll pull up items that are over 10 grand. Not saying that those are the things that are, actually human trafficking. Like,
I was just going to say, they say you can buy humans for over 10 grand.
Yeah. So, but here's the thing, like those over 10 grand items, there's only like 15 or 18 in each category. So like when I did the rugs, I think there was only like 18, and then couches there was like 15. You know what I'm saying? They took the cabinets down that everybody was talking about.
So were they like putting people in the cabinets?
So there was an article that I read yesterday that said that last year, when there were rumors already starting, people who worked at the warehouse had to send out extremely heavy 100 to 200 pound things on like swift, like I guess short notice, like overnighted stuff, even though it's like cabinets and shit. And they couldn't figure out why it was an extra 100 pounds overweight from what it's supposed to be. And so there were people who were like, I think I need to quit. Like, I was like,
Girl.
And so
you don't know if you're moving humans, drugs, you don't know.
Well, with that dude that got arrested that I posted on our Instagram, if you guys want to check it out, it's on our Instagram page. That dude, the black dude that got arrested for human trafficking, is literally wearing a Wayfair t-shirt. Like, how do you go around that? I don't, and they're telling people like the price is what did they say? It was a placeholder until the company until the company who makes it sends them the correct price or whatever, which is like bullshit, because here's the deal. Why were two different cabinets two different prices then? And why did it have two different names for the same
people
picture?
Are doing sick shit, and the sooner people like really realize that, the better. That way you could be just more vigilant with you and yours, because you can't change everything. And I know it can be overwhelming to really go down that rabbit hole. We've all talked about this before. Girl. You can't sleep because you just eventually realize, damn, the higher up you get, the more power and money people have, the more fucked up shit they're doing. And it kind of always seems to revolve around people missing or dying, or they're doing these sexual rituals, I think, with these bodies, with these young people. And it's just really sick. And of course it's easy to say, well, why would somebody do that? Why would a politician do that? Why would this person do that? It's like, hell, why was those pastors touching little boys and shit? You know what I mean? Like, that's how you know evil exists. You can't be around here believing in all this.
Going down that Wayfair rabbit hole brought me to the fucking priests.
Well, I'm not surprised.
So it's
not with the way, like,
I have to stop.
Not with the way certain faiths are used as a power structure and to control. I'm not surprised by that at all. It would be different if the majority of religions, you feel like you're operating out of a lot of freedom in that religion. But we all know there are a lot that are Jesus based that are just so restrictive. And of course, the two bigger ones are like Catholicism and Christianity. It's just which tomato, right? But
still, like,
it's so, like, it gets really crazy. But it seems like the majority of people seem to believe that there's a higher something or other. I just always encourage people to open your minds to the other side of that coin too, because I never felt like there could be light without darkness and vice versa.
Oh, of course.
So clearly, you know, there's some demonic, creepy ass shit going on out here.
I know. I don't understand why a lot of people who are, especially in the Christian faith, can believe in angels, but not the opposite. Like, they fucking exist.
I've never understood that.
It doesn't make sense.
Understood it.
Why would you need angels if you didn't need it to protect you?
Or they may think like the devil just does stuff like make them wait late for work or something. They're like, oh, the devil is busy.
That shit is
like,
so
no,
stupid.
bitch, you just can't balance your checkbook. Right, like the devil ain't make you overdraft. Like, you just bad with money. Like,
you know what I will say? Like, the whole everybody's using Snopes as a debunker. Let me just say this, because somebody tried that shit on me on Facebook today. Snopes was started by a couple in, I believe, California. Correct me if I'm wrong on the state, but I know it was on some coast. And they don't have any credentials in journalism or anything like that. It was just a couple who basically were like conspiracy theorists who started up this website to fact check. The thing is, their fact checking is just as good as Facebook and Instagram. Some of it is not right. A lot of it is not right. And it's starting to like lean towards one side and not the other now. Used to not be like that. So I don't know if they got infiltrated or if they just got paid enough money to do what they need to do right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, the fucking fact checkers for Instagram and Facebook is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
like,
they're extreme.
I mean, the fact that they, like, there was one where we posted about that Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Tulsa, yeah.
It happened. Like, what do you
mean?
The
fact that what they tried to check about it was funny because it wasn't denying that it happened. They're just like, this wasn't the biggest massacre. It was maybe the third. And it's like, our point was, whether it was the third or the seventh or whatever, this is a huge deal in a country based off racism and oppression and boasting to be so great and not really addressing how we became the power structure we are.
Right.
And then the people that helped with that we're the descendants of the ancestors that helped with all that.
Right.
And we're not seeing the benefits of this greatness that you're speaking of.
None.
And you did it on purpose.
Like, seriously, when was America great again?
Not for us. I mean, I think you meant for a certain, I noticed I can't even enjoy watching, not that it's ever been my thing, but I can't even enjoy watching movies of that time period or when they say the golden age of Hollywood, because I'm like, for who? Because I don't
It's very hard because when I was younger, I didn't register in my head, you know, because AFN and FEN had all those black and white movies with brown face, yellow face, black face on it. I'm sure they don't play it anymore. But they did on military channels. And I remember watching like that Gandhi movie and the white guy playing Gandhi in brown face. And I was like, it looks so weird.
I'm like, that within itself was just like, come on now, y'all.
Or the fucking Chinese characters. Oh my God.
That was kind of horrific.
Ooh.
I didn't see a lot of it growing up, but when I got older and I'm watching films, I'm like, I can't believe y'all could get away with this. But then I'm like, I don't know why I'm surprised about it in entertainment when you see the shit Andrew Jackson and other people signed off on. It's like, of course you guys did this. Why am I surprised?
I shouldn't be.
Why am I surprised?
I know. But I don't know. I'm sure like there's some other shit that's gonna unfold on this Wayfair situation with the human trafficking. For sure.
This is not gonna be the last we hear of this.
There's too many videos. There's one, like people are just testing things out and it's happening. I think I'm gonna go find some videos and post it on our podcast page and whatnot. But anywho, moving on. Let's do some random ones. Antarctica's Doomsday Glacier.
Is that where you're selling your egg rolls at?
First of all, stop it.
Come on, D. We're going to get her, buddy.
Full circle right there to episode 2.
That was episode. I thought it was episode 1.
It was 2 because it was the ley lines and shit, wasn't it?
Okay.
I think.
What the hell did we talk about on the first episode?
I think it was like our pilot episode. The sounds were terrible. And
that don't count. Then we
didn't even have a video for that first one, I don't think.
Yeah, that don't count. We counting the original egg roll one. Y'all can go back to look at that if you'd like. Or we're being extremely culturally insensitive to CJ. But it doesn't count because it's half of her.
Oh, so wow.
It's not a full offense. It's not a full flag on the play.
That's terrible. But no, for real. So what's happening apparently is Antarctica's like one of their glaciers is about to like fall off and like melt away, and it would raise.
Isn't that a problem?
I mean, it's a problem. It's already been going up about 4% already, but this one would make it go up 65 centimeters, which is about almost 2 feet, like across the borders and shit of all the land, which also can turn into this domino effect and cause other glaciers to fall, which means we can have like a slight underworld situation depending on where you live on the coasts, which is kind of scary.
I love the movie reference because I love that film. So I watched it enough where I'll survive.
Oh, no, not I'll survive.
No, just kidding. Black people can't swim, remember? Ha ha ha. Will we drown? Remember, guys? No. Definitely being facetious with that. But girl, it always bothers me when I hear stories like that about the environment and what's happening and what all of us are doing, because you easily see how something like that could be the case and why global warming and everything else really is a thing. Because look at just how we're handling this virus. Could you imagine if they decided to be like, hey, you can only go out during these hours. You need to start driving these type of cars because we need to start to drastically try to reverse the effects of what we did to the world.
Life?
Yeah, basically like us, right? We're used to it.
We have Cinderella midnight time and shit.
Globally, right. So what's so funny about you saying that, I still sometimes operate off of Cinderella hours depending on who I'm with and where I'm going. I'm like, I got to get back on base. I mean, I got to go. But yeah, girl, I'm like, we don't handle what's going on right now too well. So it almost makes you a little fearful for what the future will be like for your kids, because it's like, what is this world environmentally going to look like? Like the social issues and stuff aside, like what are we?
The U.S. is the worst out of all of this. Like,
I'm not surprised.
I mean, like, I said earlier, like the fact that other countries are starting to ban the United States from traveling into their country because of how much of a hot spot and brewing ground it's become for the infections. Like, that should say a lot. You know what I'm saying? And then we're talking about, like, this glacier is 74,000 square miles. That's the size of Great Britain. The shit is about to fall off because it's getting too warm up in here.
I've watched way too many of those films where it's like 2012
You're like fucking
or
tsunamis.
Whatever. Yeah, every time. It's always the water tribe, the water nation that comes in and is just like...
Because water is the most powerful element there is.
That element will take you out. I'm like, and then it had the nerves of one that I had watched with Jake Gyllenhaal. I think it was like 2012 or something like that. And after the water had all came in, and then those that had survived, now you got to deal with like extreme temperatures because and then what's really kind of scary about those movies when you do watch them is you realize the foe for the whole movie, the antagonist, is just the fucking weather changing, and you're just at such a disadvantage and so helpless because we were made to adapt to a certain extent, but at the end of the day we're not like animals. So it's like, you ain't made for that shit.
mean, you have to be
and
living...
the fact that we live indoors, okay? We made shelters for ourselves we can't do that shit.
Unless you are living off the grid somewhere. And even then, like you said...
Unless you're in Alaska. Now, I'll give those last Alaskans, those ones that are like hunting for their food every day, surviving those winters that get really crazy in Alaska, y'all will probably have
up
the
north,
advantage over a lot
even
of
like
people.
the Mongolian tribes, probably.
Yeah.
Those guys
absolutely.
Up there too.
Maybe even some, depending on how rustic they're living, maybe some Russians. Listen. I just almost feel like you're more of an advantage to survive all of this type of a global environmental crisis when you can adapt to the colder weather.
I think so too, because of what's happening. It's not heat anymore. It's gone backwards. I think, I guess if history was to repeat itself, it always goes hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. So we might be warming up just to go back to be really cold right now.
Yeah, because I'm like, when was the last ice age? I know you know this.
No, girl, I don't know all of that. What? I don't know everything.
Something CJ doesn't know.
Oh my everything. God. Oh, Lord.
What are you good for? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Not the gas. That needs to be a gift.
I'm just saying, no, for real though. Like, I don't know. The fact that this much is happening in 1 year is already one thing.
Girl. It's a lot. It's like really trippy, super trippy.
It is a lot. Before we go, one last thing, because time's almost up. Look at how short and sweet today was. Ghislaine Maxwell, she tried to smuggle a cell phone into jail by covering it with fucking foil. And they were trying to get her, with foil, and then trying to get her to get house arrest instead. And people are like, "Nah, man, she's gonna flee. Like, you can't do that. Like, first of all, how fucking
with the
funny
money
is
and
it?
resources, I'm more than sure she still has.
Oh, she'd be gone in a minute.
That's why they're trying to like really force her hand in staying there. Because I was like, if she can roll out again, she definitely don't roll out again.
But so here's like two theories, right? So either she don't have enough help and that's why she's still in jail, or they put her in jail to do what they did to Epstein.
Yeah, I was gonna say, for those that don't know, that was Epstein's right hand woman. She was the wing woman and bringing all the underage girls and I heard boys too over his way. So,
which is absolutely fucking gut-wrenchingly disgusting, but like,
it really is, especially how much they got away with at that island with the locals.
Man,
and the local boys, because that's what bothers me. No one's talking about the brown kids.
Yeah, nobody ever does,
by
right?
That and taken by that. And
it's
I'm just like
they do that whole what is it? The tourism thing, the sex trafficking tourism with the. It's so
I've
gross.
seen those pictures of those like these bad body men.
And you know why the families
they're in their 40 plus, and they got
families
these little
aren't talking
black
because
boys.
they're getting paid.
Of course.
You know,
and they're letting these little boys like holding onto the hands of clearly what's not your adoptive father or family.
No.
And sitting on laps while they're drinking. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you where you want to fuck a damn 8-year-old boy or something?
I don't know. It's very disturbing. Like, you know, a baby's like, from a mom perspective, when you see other people's kids, babies up until the age of 1 or 2 are the ones you want to like, oh, let me hold her. And like, you know what I'm saying? But when it's other, like my friends' other kids or whatever, once they pass that 1.5, 2 years of age, I don't ever want to be like, let me hold her, unless she comes up and gives me a hug, or he comes up and gives me a hug.
Or I'm automatically like, I see a child and I am automatically protective of that child. Overprotective.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If I see you in the aisle and I don't see your mom, because some people just ain't paying attention.
Oh my God, that happens so much
here. It happens a lot. So if you lock eyes with me, I will talk to you, but I still remain my distance because I don't want to give out the wrong impression to somebody else. But I'm keeping my eye on you because what the fuck? Why are you by yourself? It's just scary how easily people can be snatched up.
So I go to this clearance like grocery store. I know I've talked about it. It's called Town Talk. They opened a new one nearby. I'm so excited. Anyway, the one I used to go to is the one in Fort Worth and in Texas. And me and my friend went one day, and there is this 1-2-year-old boy, baby boy, barefoot, guess what color, running around in the aisles. And I just look at her and she looks at me. And this is like not the best neighborhood because it's a clearance grocery store. Okay. So that means there's a lot of people, not just like lower income, but not very good, like, I guess, like, I don't know, profiles walking around either. Like in the parking lot, there's always, you know, panhandlers and shit like that. Which I don't mind if it's just me going. Like, I wouldn't take my little kids or anything.
Yeah, certain places you just don't have your kids at.
But so the fucking grandparents let him loose in the fucking store, I guess. And we were like, where is your parents? And we, like, my friend picked him up and was like, is this your child? Like, started walking. And then his grandparents come around the corner. Oh, there you went, so-and-so. Why'd you leave? He can't speak.
And if he would have been the first one snatched up, y'all would have been crying for somebody to give him a reward to find his ass.
Listen, and that same place, I had one guy ask me to watch his daughter in his cart while he went into the freezer.
I know you fucking lying.
No, and I was like, you trust me?
I will say no. I'll give you this much because I've had odd moments like that happen too, even when it's just the kid. And they just come up to me and I'm like, I am glad whatever I am giving off to you.
I get it.
Emanated safety to you because baby, the wrong person, just because they're like, hey, I got candy or I got this, it can make me cry right now because it's just, or when you see those awful videos of those compilations of people that could easily, you're watching kids get snatched up easily or having a tug of war with the parent to take the kid, or the vans following the kids while they're walking home because they're latchkey ones. I just don't have that in me. So circling that back around to what we were saying earlier, there's evil afoot, okay?
Always.
And running through people. And, you know, you just need to watch people. Like, you really do. Really do.
And might I add, all these Karen videos that are popping up, have you noticed a pattern of how intensely they fucking Karen towards the end when they start screaming like they've been possessed by something? Is it just me? Am I the only one?
I'm just for funsy gonna say it's just you.
Okay. Because I just feel like there's a couple that escalate like real fast. And there was one that I just watched last night where she's calling the other person the devil.
Oh my God.
I know, right? So I was like, that sounds
I don't think anybody's ever gonna beat the shrieking that the Central Park Karen was doing. That was some next level acting that bitch was doing. I'm
shrieking.
Like, oh,
that's
wow.
the other thing. Where do they learn to shriek like that?
Oh,
they
honey, you know that's cartoons. Think about
it.
it. Think about in cartoons, them old school talking about Tom and Jerry and later cartoons. And the women that are freaking out about things, they shriek.
They do.
Popeye Olive Oil was shrieking.
They sure
That's
did.
the white women's call to on. Like, you can help me. Y'all hear me screaming? It's time for everybody to run in and help me.
So we need to learn how to shriek like that? Is that what we're hearing?
Girl, it's bad enough where our voices can already pass. We start shrieking like them and they come to see we ain't them. They gonna
turn around.
Oh my God, speaking of that, and then we'll end this. Girl, yes. I ain't never been so shook in my life.
Why?
So police cars ain't never really like bothered me seeing them when I see them on the side of me. I don't like seeing them bitches behind me, of course, like anybody. But today when I was leaving work to go home for lunch, I saw in the little city I stay in, they got new police cars again because they're always updating them. And girl, they are black pickup trucks now. I said, if there was ever a time to be afraid of a police officer, it's one thing when y'all had your little SUVs. Truck? It's one thing when y'all had SUVs. I remember a while ago they had Chargers because that was big in Florida.
I remember the Chargers.
Yeah. Girl, they got pickup trucks. I'm like, oh shit! If y'all were shook before, do you really want potentially a racist police officer
in a pickup truck?
Which is going to make his racist powers go over 9,000.
Do he got a noose already attached to the back half?
I'm telling you, my mouth was open. I just watched the guy drive past because I was like, I cannot believe you're.
Why do they need a pickup truck though? What they gonna put in the back?
The bodies, girl.
Oh shit!
Easier to kill the niggas on the move.
Oh wow, that's a great way to wrap up our show.
Right, sorry.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, anyways, if you enjoyed our weird episode today of Split Day and Night, please make sure to subscribe to your favorite platform for your podcast. And if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you like and comment, hit that notification button on the bell so you get your episodes every week on Mondays, 9 a.m. Central. And if you want to watch our regular episode, it's every Thursday at noon Central as well. That's it. We're going to keep it short today. That's it. All right. Well, we'll talk to you later. Stay woke, stay blessed, stay logical and safe. If you're Black, stay Black. If you're not, support the POC and Allies Unite movement. Peace out. Bye.
Bye.